大家好，今天是2025年10月17号。中美贸易战升温，那中国官方煽动爱国情绪但保留余地。来看一下，一起来读一下这一篇新闻。China Fans Patriotic Sentiment as Trade War With U.S. heats up. Over the last few days, Chinese state media has been posting an old video of Mao Zedong issuing one of his most famous battle cries. For as long as they want to fight, he shouts from behind a row of microphones, we will fight. Speaking in 1953, China's former leader was referring to the United States, which it fought during the Korean War. Today, Beijing portrays itself as fighting a different but no less existential battle with its old rival, as the two countries engage in depending trade war that threaten to engulf the global economy. The latest now includes U.S. threats of 100% tariffs, a response to Beijing's announcement last week of new export controls over rare earth minerals, as well as port fees levied by both countries, Chinese sanctions on U.S. shipping subsidies, and a possible U.S. ban on Chinese cooking oil imports. Faced with the breakdown of what was the fragile truce between the two countries after months for tit-for-tat retaliation, China's propaganda machine want to work this week, really citizens with messages of resilience or patriotism. At the same time, state media and officials have held back from more strident language, a sign that the Chinese leadership is still leaving room for reconciliation with the United States. They don't want to box themselves in, said Dali Yang, a professor at the University of Chicago who researches Chinese politics. He said that years of hawking, wolf-warrior diplomacy had taught China's leader the dangers of feigning nationalism. Sometimes when public sentiment was so mobilized, it was hard for the authorities to de-escalate, and sometimes in the process that made them look back. He said, the current trade tension comes at a time when China is struggling with deflation, a flagging property market, and stubborn high young unemployment, as well as trade restrictions imposed by the United States and other countries. Yet it is also a time of optimism. China's advance in artificial intelligence, such as in finding new export markets, and its surging domestic stock market are bodies for even more aggressive action by the government. Chinese state media have framed Beijing's new rules on rare earths as its boldest move yet. Chinese people increasingly understand that a single blow is enough to prevent 100 blows. Chao Xing, a commentator, wrote in the state-run Beijing Daily on Tuesday, this courage and determination to remain unyielding in the face of difficulties has solidified public support for the Chinese government to take further forceful measures to address external challenges. Commentators in other outlets describe Beijing's latest measure as a fatal blow and a new way of giving the United States, which restricts exports of U.S. technology to China, a taste of its own medicine. China mines and processes the vast majority of the world's rare earths, an essential component needed for everything from semiconductors to cars. Previous controls by Beijing in April upended U.S. manufacturers and caused shortages around the world. The renewal of trade tensions has put an anticipated meeting this month before Mr. Trump and Xi Jinping, the Chinese leader, into question. The hawkish tone and Mao video stated Beijing's real priorities, which are to negotiate with Washington on tariff, export control, and U.S. support of Taiwan. It's called propaganda. It can be that they don't want to keep fighting, said Sun Dinli, a Shanghai-based international relations scholar who said Beijing was using both its economic might and the idea that China will not give up as a way to pressure the U.S. After years of propaganda accusing the United States of trying to suppress China, Maganin public measure can be a difficult balancing act. It helps the government frame the moment as another stress test for China's economy system and to ready domestic confidence real anxieties about growth, said Li Xili, a fellow focusing on the Chinese economy at the Asian Society Policy Institute. The obvious test, though, is that each now of domestic nationalities assignment narrows the room a bit more, making any compromise politically harder to sell at home. Chinese officials show to downplay their new measure on rare earths, which also restrict international shipments of products which choose amounts of rare earths from China, emphasizing that the controls are not export bans but a licensing system. On Tuesday, China's Ministry of Commerce said that there was still vast room for cooperation between the countries. In reality, the United States does not need to overreact. Zhou Mi, a researcher at the Ministry of Commerce Research Institute, wrote in an additional on Wednesday on a state-run business, described the new rare earth regulations as mere a legal move. Chinese experts like Xu Hongcai, deputy director of the Economy Policy Committee of the Chinese Association of Policy Science Research, has emphasized that there was space for compromise. The controls will definitely be loosened. If you back down, then they will definitely be loosened. He said of the United States, everything is negotiable, he added. Thanks for your listening. Hoping you life fully with happiness and joy. Good day.